it posts, but then I have a vertical canvas button in the Atom multi-stream thing. I tried. There I am over on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to whatever this is. But, okay, so we separated out the YouTube notifications again because it was pushing too many new video announcement things. But to my knowledge, all that it's doing, and also, Miro, it was defaulted to public for a lot of people. I saw some people talking about it, how that would have been a really awesome thing for us to know first, because a lot of people will edit their videos first before pushing them to be public on YouTube when they're exporting VODs. So it wasn't just that you missed something. They changed the setting. Also, how many likes did we get on this video? We got 11 likes. I need to fold 11 stars. Unless you guys want to go and like it and make me fold more stars. It's this video right here. If you like that video, I will fold an origami star. Huh? Lotus, are you okay? Is this a toddler on your keyboard or a cat or something? I'm so confused. What's going on, Lotus? Are you trying to ask for help? Lotus go burr. Oh, do you mean like this? Oh. Who gave me a stream deck? I don't know. I don't know how you would spell it. Okay. So yeah, it'll be a short stream today. Because I was busy. We took the dogs for a walk. It was really nice out. I needed to go grocery shopping. We're still kind of slowly restocking our fridge after our, after Fridge Gate. And, I need to keep putting things in my shop. Get out of there. Get out of the frame, microphone. Dope. Oh, I bet auto... Is autofocus on? Here, you want to see my blister? From plucking. Hello. Enhance. Yeah, it will be a callus eventually. My husband, he comes up and he's like, where are the frets? And I was like, Now, sometimes when people are learning, if they're really struggling with proper spacing, yeah, oh, you sweet summer child. People will use tape. But I played violin for 5 years and 4 or 5 years, and played cello for a year. My kid, he's sitting there and he's going, what note is that? Well, he's trying to like play along with me, which was really cute. And I'm like, that's an F sharp. He's like, what? I'm like, G flat. He's like, well, why didn't they just say that? And I'm like, tell me you're a brass player without telling me you're a brass player. Guys, and you're flat. Everything is flats instead of sharps. And it really is true. Stringed instruments tend to play more a lot of the time in, well, like the key of G is I think very easy because
I want to thank you.
69 months. I deserve this. Yes. I deserve every single one of those. I love you.
Yes, queen.
Thank you. I'm terrible when I resub in Fairies chat. Ooh, thank you for subscribing to the YouTube. I really appreciate that. We're getting very close to YouTube partner level 2. Fairy, my love, my dear, my friend. Thank you for your tier 3. It's so appreciated. I very, very much appreciate you. You get 6 chickens for your 6+ points. What color chickens would you like? I have light pink, dark pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and white. Or clear, I don't know. What would you like? 6 chickens for you. And 69 months. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look. Ms. Jinx is probably wins the trophy on that one. Yes, 6 colors. Or 3 of this and 3 of that. Mix and match. Whatever you like. Sure. Rainbow. I love it. I think if we do that, then you get all 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 69 months, time to unsub. No, time to get to 69,420. Clearly. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, friend. I really appreciate the tier 3, and I know, you know, like, yeah. Tier 3 is an amazing amount of support for the channel. Partners automatically get 70/30 on tier 3. And it helps keep our plus point total where it needs to be for us to get 60/40 on everything. Tier 1 paid recurring, tier 1
to the YouTube channel.
Hey, thank you. I love that. Thank you so much. That's another way you can help. And I'm trying to think of something. I kind of feel like, okay, if you're tier 3, that's like no yeet in between. Whatever fairy wants. You also do get a bunch of extra emotes because you get all the ones from tier 2 plus all the ones from tier 3, animated and static. But then you also get a really good discount on merch. This is Hobie yarn. If you guys want to shop Hobie, Fairy has a link. Fairy has an affiliate link. After starting doing some spring cleaning and organizing and trying to get a grasp of exactly how much yarn I do own, I am not allowed to shop for yarn maybe ever again. Well, certainly not until I make some things from it and or like give some that I might just have bought for no reason away. Like, do I need kitchen cotton from Dollar General? And no. Do I find myself throwing it in my cart when I'm there for absolutely no reason? Yes. Arisa, I am making hello, welcome in. I'm making a dragon scale dice bag. And I'm currently making the base. And this is my own design. How are you? Are you a crocheter? Do you like to hook? I like to say I may not have the biggest balls on Twitch, but mine are the fuzziest and the warmest. If you find a stash of retro, no, there will not be a stash of retro stripe. First of all, Lotus, you bought it all. How dare you? They need to make a retro stripe that's mostly black, but then has a bit of those colors in it. If you are in the Artists and Makers Club, signups for the spring read train have opened. Oh, there's no way. I can't show you. It's too much to fit in the background of stream. I would not even be able to fit it in this room, probably. Maybe. If I took everything out of the room that I'm in. So yeah, if you're in the Artists and Makers Club, the Creator Club, I believe the signups have been posted so that you can claim your spot on the read train that's happening in May, next month. So please make sure that you check that out and claim your spot. Now, I'm going to answer some common questions. Why are the slots only 30 minutes? Because we want to include, first of all, because we want to include as many people as we possibly can. Second of all, because longer slot times, and I've experienced this myself, and I agree, and going forward when we do like our charity read trains and stuff, we're going to probably have shorter slots. It helps keep the momentum of the train going. It is very sparkly. This is Hobie Universe XL. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. It's very kind. So when you sign up for a read train, a couple of things. Try to sign up on a day and at a time that is actually like a typical stream time for you. Don't sign up completely outside of your stream time, unless that's the only time available. But I would try very hard to pick a slot that lines up with one of your regularly scheduled streams, or as close as you can get. And pick one that would be normally towards the end of your stream time. Don't pick one where you're only going to be able to stream for like 15 minutes before and then you raid out. You're only on for 45 minutes. I mean, you need to be able to be live at least a half an hour, but I would recommend a 2 to 3 hour long stream, or whatever amount you normally do. And I would try to pick a slot that happens at the end of when you plan to stream, not the beginning. So that way your regulars and everybody from your community can come in, and then you get the raid from the other person on the train towards the end of your stream, and you're going to raid out 30 minutes later to another person. And also doing your homework about who it is that's supposed to raid you and who you're raiding out to. And paying attention after you sign up in the Discord so that any pertinent information, you don't miss important stuff. We love doing this. This is club founders that are organizing this raid train, mostly our amazing friend Pickstitch, who has done a fabulous job so far with helping with the planning, and is trying to get things set up so that this can be something that happens regularly for our club. And we've been in contact with the folks from Twitch who help run the creator clubs, and they're helping as well. So it's Imperial and Pix, Julie and myself. Cool Tony will maybe be helping out here and there if she can. She's very busy. She's got a lot of stuff going on right now, so she wasn't able to help as much with this train as she wanted to, but that's okay. And Lely Bean TV, who's not a club founder, but is an awesome help and is helping to coordinate all of the people who will be helpers. So if you want to claim a spot, but you also want to help as like a train spotter / temp mod / whatever, we need people to do that stuff, or we may still need help with that. Or you can do just that. If you're not interested in being on the raid train, but you want to be a helper, that's totally okay. So there's lots of ways to be involved with this. And it's very much appreciated, all of the people who help work to make something like this come together. So if you're not interested in streaming yourself, that's perfectly okay. I know for some people it can be a bit intimidating having such a big influx of people in their channel out of nowhere. So yeah, don't feel self-conscious at the same time, because that's the whole idea, is for you to be able to show off your art, meet a bunch of new friends, and network. Maz, how are you? I hope you're good, friend. I'm good. Brenda's hat is finished, so I'm not going to bug you. That's not me trying to bug you. But I'm excited for whenever you are ready for me to start yours. If you like this yarn, I have more of it in some other colors. From the top of my head, do I know where you can adjust time messages that are posted on YouTube? It's in Stream Elements, but under YouTube. And I saw that yesterday, and I meant to...
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Nigel! Thank you, Nigel. Nigel, I believe this was a very generous... Is it still? Let me check before I... Anonymous. Anonymous had gifted Nigel a whole year of Tier 1. Thank you, Anonymous, whoever that was. You get to pick a chicken for the bowl of Bachnificence. Thank you so much. Yeah, more sub. Thank you, Nigel, for coming in and pressing the button. And thank you, Anonymous, for that very generous 12 months of Tier 1. Very kind. What color chicken would you like to be? Oh, my God. so much spam. What's happening? You what? What do you mean you what? I don't know. I did what? I explained the raid train just now. I love your face. How are you? Thank you for getting the Raid Pals set up for people. I already signed up for a slot. If you're in the Artists and Makers Club, where exactly? I have been bad about actually reading all of Discord today. It's in your Twitch creator clubs. Spring Raid Train helpers. Spring Raid Train 2025. It's probably posted in there. Yeah. With the access code. Do not share that information. Only if you're in the Creator Club are you allowed to sign up for, in the Artists and Makers Creator Club, are you allowed to sign up for this raid train. Do not sign up. Do not share the information. We want more people in the club. Tell them to apply. But please check it out and follow the links that are posted in there. Hi, Arlandria. So we have Imperial, Julie, myself, and Pix as organizers. Cosmic Quartz, Lelybean TV, Starabee, Anar, CD Barnsey, Dominka, Squidge, Tabby Meow, Traveling Tatter, and T-Pow of Vulcan as helpers so far. Are we still looking for helpers? Do we still need helpers, Pix? And there are 2 separate, because RaidPal only allows up to 100 sign-up slots. There are 2 separate raid trains, quote unquote. We had to set them up as 2 separate events in RaidPal. Some additional helpers would be great. And there might even be people, right, whose channels are on the smaller side, who typically don't have a lot of moderators around, and you volunteering to help as a temp mod or a train spotter is like super helpful. There are 2 different raid pals with 2 different access codes. Pay attention. Pay attention to time. If you sign in with Twitch, it will show you your local time, right? What time zone does it display in? Does it show you your local time? I sure hope so. Or is it Pacific? And Pix put some really great stuff in there. Including, like, if you're not in the train, you're welcome to raid into it. Please do. And lurking is really helpful, etc. It will default to Greenwich time. I better look at it. I might have signed up for a completely ridiculous slot. Where did I sign up? I think it was on Friday. See, yours says 5:30 my time. I'm pretty sure. And that seems about right. What time zone are you? Yeah. So when you sign in with Twitch, I think that it displays for you in your local time zone. When you're not signed in, it shows it as UTC or whatever. Because I think if I were to sign out, it would change. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so make sure you sign in first with Twitch before claiming a slot so that it is displaying for you in your local time zone. Or at least it displays in my local time zone, but that could be because it's displaying in Pacific. I have no idea. Just make sure you know what you're doing. And if you have questions, if you're not sure, check with someone and make sure you understand. If you don't understand, that's okay. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Nigel, what color would you like for your chicken? I have light pink, dark pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and white. Yes, Retzel, happy Earth Day. Again, I'm not going to post the link to this because you need to be in the Artists and Makers Creator Club, blue, in order to participate. So those of you who are in the club, make sure you head over to the AM Collabs. Yeet! There's a yeet, Miro. Make sure you head over to the AM Collabs channel, and there is a thread called Artists and Makers Spring Read Train. Check it out. Sign up. Make sure you get in there, and that way you'll have the best choice. Artists and Makers Spring Read Train 2025 under the AM Collabs in the Artists and Makers section of the Creator Club Discord. If you have any questions, ask me, ask Pix. Get into the Discord and ask. Don't go like this and be like, I don't know. We will help you. We want you to feel supported. We want you to feel confident. And it's okay if you've never done something like this before. We have a how-to. We will gladly. We don't gatekeep information. We don't gatekeep opportunities. I know that this stuff is intimidating for first-time people. There is some etiquette, and we have like slides that Pix worked on. Pix did a great job with like a whole how-to and etiquette, and please make sure that you are live at this time and understanding. Like for one thing, what we really want to encourage with this, while we're on the topic, I'm gonna say this. And I'm sure Pix will say it, and we'll repeat ourselves a million times because that's what we do. Yeah, absolutely. You can be a gamer and an artist and be in the Creator Club. But I would encourage anyone participating in this to consider what the focus of the train is. And without calling out any specific individuals or anything like that, one thing we did notice with the last train was there's some people who were on the Artists and Makers raid train, and you get to their channel with the raid train and they're gaming and chatting with their buddies in Discord. I feel like it's worth it to put it out there that, to me, this is an opportunity for you to showcase your creativity, to showcase your art, and to talk about what you do as an artist and a maker. And while that stuff is absolutely acceptable as part of what you do, and you could certainly talk about how you love to game and talk about how you do Discord game nights and all that kind of stuff as like part of your intro and everything, I would encourage people to think very carefully about, you have a half an hour. You have one 30-minute slot. Show off your stuff. Show us your art. We want to see your art. Like, absolutely, gaming can be creative. If you do creative stuff in games, show that off. But artists and makers, you're in the Artists and Makers raid train, show off your art and making. You don't have to be actively creating anything, but to have at least a little slideshow, etc. Who do you contact to get a code for a slot? You don't. You're in the club, right? Just go to the AM Collabs channel, Redtastic. Yeah, talk about the stuff you do and show some of your art. You know, this is your chance to like really promote yourself and say like, hey, look, here's my Instagram. Here's all the cool stuff I've made. Here's a doll I crocheted. Here's a painting I made. Here's some digital art. Here, I did these emotes as a commission. You know, here's a TikTok of me throwing pottery, whatever. Like, show off what you do as a creative, as an artist. Start by going to the pinned messages in the Artists and Makers general chat and click the link that Pix has shared there. Yeah, we can't just post these links because it's a private Discord server. If you have not yet applied for the Artists and Makers Club, please do it. If you stream art and making on a regular basis, if you are 18 years of age or older, and if you are monetized on the platform, you are eligible for the club and you will probably get accepted, no problem. We've had a couple of people run into some snags, but that was probably either an oversight or they missed the invitation in their email or something like that. And anytime that has happened and we've brought it to the attention of Twitch staff who are working with us in this Discord, they have immediately helped and taken care of it. And I think probably 99 times out of 100, people are getting accepted. The only time you wouldn't get accepted is if they can't verify that you stream art and making because you don't have any VODs and you don't have any clips. You have to be 18 and you need to be monetized. It's in the thread. Yep. It's okay. Don't worry. The code is in the thread right below the link. So it's right there where the link is to sign up, to go to the page. And there's 2 separate codes. Make sure you're getting the right code because there are 2 separate RaidPal pages. We had to make 2 pages. Unfortunately, RaidPal only allows for 100 slots. Also, if you do not get your ideal time slot, sometimes people end up deciding, hey, oh, turns out something came out. That's actually how I ended up being able to participate in the last one because I was so busy with charity stuff, I missed the signups. Somebody had to give up their slot because they had an emergency. It was our friend Stereo Bass. Stereo Bass. See, I think of stereo and then I think of bass. Stereo Bass. Stereo Bass had a pet health emergency, which is so unfortunate. But somebody needed to step in. So they were able to release their slot and I was able to claim it. So sometimes there's some swapping that can be done or you can claim it. But I would just pick the best slot that you possibly can for you with what's available. And yeah, I would get in there and do it quickly because I'm sure a lot of them are going to fill up quickly. If you are a night owl and you like streaming later in the night, or if you are international, please consider picking up, a slot that would be otherwise difficult to fill with a club that is primarily made up of people from North America. I think we should be just fine. We have a lot of people who are international, but we have way more people from the US and Canada than we do from other parts of the world. So, and again, if you're not in there, I don't know what you're waiting for. If you fit the requirements, they will admit you. We have over 1,700 people in there now. It is not about like analytics or anything like that. If you're nervous about that, please don't hesitate. You are worthy of these opportunities. And that's what they're trying to do, is help people to grow their communities in the art and making space on the platform. That's the exact reason why the club exists, is to help you grow your community. So you are not too small. Your viewer average has nothing to do with whether or not you'll be accepted. The idea is maybe to help you increase that if you can get some more exposure and do some meaningful networking and community building, and to try to help this section of the platform grow in general. A rising tide lifts all ships kind of deal. Absolutely. Or as a lot of us like to say, community over competition. Now I saw streamer Twitter is afire right now. It's literally on fire because, someone posted a controversial opinion about, or even like screenshots of, an interaction they had with a viewer regarding that person having mentioned that they streamed in their chat. There are lots of approaches to, you know, community building slash viewer etiquette. Every channel is different. Everybody's rules are different. So that the problem that I saw with that interaction, and I would have avoided looking at it altogether if Twitter didn't just shove it in my face, because to me it feels a little bit like drama farming, but whatever. It is a conversation worth having. I don't care at all about somebody casually mentioning that they streamed or that they do stream in like certain situations, right? Like it just came up in conversation. I want to know that you stream. I want to support you. I want to, but when they were told that that is not something they should have posted in that person's chat, in that particular person's chat, their response was what was the problem. They argued. They told them, I'm not doing what you say I'm doing, and then took it to whispers with a mod. So the issue I have with the person's behavior is that when they were asked not to do something in that person's channel, they said, I don't care what your rules are, you're wrong. That's not okay. You may disagree, and you may even be right in some sense. That perhaps it feels like it's an overreaction, right? But you never know what that person's background is with people coming in and being, taking advantage of them. And so they've just had to make a rule. They feel like that's what they have to do for their community. That's the right decision for them. So arguing about what is allowed in their channel is the problem. And then I saw some things that said that that person had rated them, but I don't know if that's true or not. And that's another thing, is these sorts of things take on a life of their own on social media. I think the appropriate thing to do when you're in someone else's channel is to vibe and enjoy their content. And if they ask you, hey, do you stream? Then please speak up and say that you do. Don't feel self-conscious. You know, who's a streamer in here right now? Seriously, who streams? Maybe there's someone in here who streams that I didn't know they stream. It is the etiquette for you not to look at Redtastic, Nigel, Pix. Miro's not streaming yet. Miro says he'll never stream. We'll bully you into streaming. No, but you know, like, hey, I want to support you. That's what the Creator Club is for. We want to support each other. We want to help each other. Those of us that have been here doing this for a while want to provide mentorship. We want to provide guidance. We want other people to benefit from our experience. Good luck with that. We want people to succeed. When I first started streaming Creative, Fairy Wings was a huge inspiration to me, and I like a role model, and I looked up to her. And now we're friends, and like, you know, I'm very fortunate that somebody like that considers me a peer, right? But I wouldn't have gotten here if it weren't for help from people like Fairy. However, I could never imagine going into, say, like a brand new stream, a first-time chatter, and talking about my own content creation until I'd gotten to know people in their community, until I had invested a little bit of time in what they do and let them have the focus. I would never do that. And that, I think that was part of the problem. Hi, Tashwin. How are you? So anyways, let's not focus on that, you know, because it's negativity that I think it's unfortunate that negativity often garners a lot of engagement on social media, on sites like Twitter, or any other place for that matter. And basically, I think it did spawn a conversation that is important for people to have, and it's important for you to know, you know, that every channel on this platform has different rules, and people have differing levels of comfort when it comes to things like somebody else coming in and talking about their content. And if their rules are please do not self-promote, then I would just avoid the topic and enjoy yourself. Unless asked. That's the easy solution. I don't mind it at all in casual conversation because, my God, again, I know a lot of you aren't saying anything because you feel self-conscious. like how many people in here also stream? The platform is full of other people who stream. And we want to support each other in Makers and Crafting and in the Artists and Makers Club. We want people to feel like they are, you know, being lifted up and not like they have to like walk around on eggshells. But if you come in and that's all you talk about, it's noticeable. If you come in and you're blatant, you know, and that's hard because some of us really don't want to punish people for being excited about their projects. Some mods can get a bit brutal. It was never your intent, as you don't stream. I think sometimes too, though, in the defense of moderators, they are trying to make sure that people understand what the rules are, and they have to be consistent in enforcing them. And so they may very well realize that the person had no intent of causing an issue, but if they don't do something, it gives the impression that the behavior will be tolerated. How about the I'm streaming? Yeah, exactly. That's blatant, and that's not acceptable. Now, on the other hand, some of us are comfortable with each other. I love my friend Pix. And, you know, sometimes we'll be like basically going back, but we're both live, and like we clearly know the other person is live, and like, you know, it's a little different with someone who you've developed a relationship with over like years, and you talk with them off stream, and you're, you know, you've developed a connection that goes beyond just the fact that you're broadcasters. Yes, that's where it started, but it's a little different. And it's hard because this is all nuance, and some of this stuff can be hard for people to understand. So when you're not sure, ask. Or if you're asked to refrain from doing something, comply respectfully, because it's not your channel. It's not your chat. Just say, oh, I'm sorry. Didn't realize that was a thing here. If that seems extreme or over the top to you, then maybe it's not the community for you to hang out with. I'm not advocating for people being extreme about these rules. I'm saying there's lots of channels on the platform, and people don't all have to have the same rules and same comfort levels. I did have a great Easter. You waited until your third time in here before. Yeah, and I may have bullied you into mentioning it because I like helping people and I want to know when somebody streams. You know? But also a lot of people have spaces in their Discord where this stuff is highly encouraged. And then hopefully, you know, the person whose channel you've been hanging out in, you know, will see that you're posting in there and you're engaging, you're trying to network, and you're investing yourself in their community, and they'll happily come and support you. Yeah, exactly. Easter was good. How about you, Tashwin? Anyone else dye eggs? I love dyeing eggs. And if you have leftover egg dye, you can use it to dye yarn. Did you know that? Some of you have watched me dye yarn with food coloring. You need to use an animal-based yarn. At any rate, I love events like the Raid Train because it's clearly all about helping each other grow our communities alongside one another and to lift each other up and bring people to bring new audience members, new friends. Maybe, you know, there's somebody who does a similar art form to you and you didn't think there was anyone else who streamed that sort of thing, and now you have a great raid target. You don't dye eggs, you just post memes. Yeah, I saw that one. It was a little spicy. It's a little spicy, Cranston. Ads very soon, thank you. Eggs are too expensive. You didn't dye eggs, but you had a good ham dinner. You had plastic eggs for your husband and stuck treats in them, even though he said he didn't want candy. He can toughen and nom those peanut. That's funny. I'm glad you had a good time. Yeah, eggs can be spendy. I was able to find some that weren't too crazy. And normally we will buy I'll buy like 4 dozen, but I only did 2 dozen this year. My older boys, they did actually dye a few eggs, but they're not as into it anymore. You tried to boil some eggs, probably too fresh and the shell was thin. Yeah, we had a few that cracked, but I love hard-boiled eggs, so I just ate them. Um, we were at the shop and probably should have just closed for the day. I mean, we did some sales and, you know, we pay a lease. So, like, it's good to have some sales. And I just had hoped that maybe some people would come in and do a little egg hunt inside the store. But we didn't really get much of any, like, kids or anything like that. I think most people are doing, a lot of people are, even if it's not a religious holiday for them, it is it's a family holiday, and so they're spending the day with loved ones and at somebody's house, or maybe they go for brunch somewhere. But I did have somebody come in and buy a bunch of Magic the Gathering, and I sat and I sorted through some Pokemon cards. I posted my friend code for Pokemon TCG Pocket in the gamer chat channel in the Discord. So if you play Pokemon TCG Pocket, I need friends. And I'm gonna start trying to play the TCG in the shop. So I might start streaming some of it too here, the TCG live. There's two separate things. There's the TCG Live and there's the TCG Pocket. I want to get this room cleaned out. I want to get my computer fixed up. Hopefully be able to upgrade to Windows 11. Miro seems to think my motherboard should be just fine for upgrading to Windows 11. Move some things around. Try and de-stash a bit more. Really thorough cleaning. My daughter's room really needs to be cleaned out. We walked by this empty storefront again today, and I was just like, God, it would be so cool to be able to have a space where I, you know, had like a little shopping area in the front and a studio in the back. It would be so cool. I've always thought it would be cool to run a yarn store / coffee shop. But I don't know if we're a big enough town to support a business that's only that. Are hot cross buns a thing in America? Yes. My neighbor actually brought us some that she made one year. They were really good. But I think she didn't make them this year because, unfortunately, her mother, after falling ill, just recently passed. And when we were chatting about it, I could tell that was very hard for her. Both her parents are gone now. She's probably the age of my parents. But, you know, it doesn't matter. It's really hard, and I think she was very close with her mom, so I know she's just kind of got a lot to deal with, you know, figuring out what they're going to do with her things and stuff. This is my own pattern. I forget, you know, I know I used a tutorial or a pattern at some point to learn the stitch, but I didn't like the fact that it was so open, and so I have a method for attaching a liner, and I've promised that I would make a pattern, and I just keep getting distracted with other projects. I love this yarn. It's really great for projects like this. I believe it's like a Lurex type thread and not Stellina. There was a pattern I used at one point, but I have changed it so much that it's not really, the only thing that it has in common with it would be like the starting base. Like how many stitches you start with at the bottom, and I mean, this isn't. It's like it's math. It's mathematics. Like you start with a certain number of stitches in your magic circle, which is typically going to be either a multiple of 6, like 6, 8, 10. I mean, it could be. I've done projects where it was 7. But this stitch, which is called dragon scale, sometimes it's called crocodile stitch, is you can't copyright a stitch. Heck yeah. Oh, Red, I'm glad you did it. I'm glad. I'm proud of you. I appreciate you and all of your encouragement and hanging out in here and being part of what we do. And I love you and I want to see you succeed. So I'm really glad. You are already succeeding. And I loved the videos of your kitties playing with the catnip. So cute. You are already a success. I just want to see you grow your business and grow your channel and, I may not, be the biggest, most whatever. I may not be the most organized person ever, but I'm trying to learn to both cope with that fact and sort of maybe just kind of embrace it and not fight it so hard sometimes and then feel like a big failure when I can't, seem to pull off really big projects and things because I want to be able to do stuff like that. But then, I guess we have to understand ourselves and we have to be honest with ourselves about who we are and what we're good at. And that can be hard sometimes. Doesn't mean you can't try to be better about things or try to learn something that is hard for you. I have a lot of imposter syndrome and not so nice self-talk about being a flake and not able to complete anything and being too easily distracted and making promises I don't deliver on because I'm too excited for the next thing and I don't exercise patience and finish the thing from before I dive into something else. Self-control and patience and follow-through have just always been things I've struggled with. Unless I'm hyper-focused on something and then I'm ignoring everything for it. And that's also hard on my partner, and he tries to be patient with me, and he, I know that he loves me and he doesn't want to be upset with me. And it's also hard though, because if you're doing something, if you're trying to do something for someone else, it's going to be hard for you to stick to it the same way as if you are doing it for your own reasons. But yeah, know thyself is it's important. It doesn't mean you can't do difficult things. But maybe don't sign up for 6 difficult things, all one on top of the other. Dope. I may have to get up here and go get my little dog. He's barking outside. Maggie's secured. But one of the little guys is, I think it's Heracles. He's barking at something out there. He may have pink and blue hair and wear fancy glasses. But in nature, animals have colorful plumage to attract or to ward off, right? Meanwhile, I'm over here and I kind of look somewhat plain Jane, and then I open my mouth and I'm like, Baka! I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my dog. Them. You look really nice tonight. Me. Thank you. Yeah. There's a kid screaming in the background. No.
Okay, bye, 9.
Tuna! What? Like you wouldn't do the same thing, Tuna! Okay?
He's resin
Oh my god! My car! Help me! Tell me you wouldn't do the same thing. There's a rift to go! Hell yeah.
Welcome to the Procrastination Station, helping you not get your ish done. Since 1979.
We're talking about you. Are you there? Hello?
Hi, welcome to my channel. Yes, I do know that you want me to play scrims with you, but I don't think I'm good enough for that. People up here. Oh!
I'm a nasty woman. I'm a nasty woman. I'm a nasty woman. Such a nasty woman.
Yeah, hun. I mean, you can cook steak in a dryer, but do you want to? Is the question. And when the fat renders off of the steak, does it create a fire hazard? I'm sorry, I'm a mother. All right, welcome back. Thank you for your patience while we fetch animals who have managed to find their way out of the fence again. Silly. Silly little doggo. The little guys don't typically go far. They find something to bark at up in the back of the back of our property. And especially Heracles, he'll just hold court barking at the top of, like, just past our property line. And Maggie, on the other hand, if she gets out, she knows where everybody's trash is. She knows where people keep their treats that they grab on their way out past the table outside their house, that they keep on the table for their dogs. She's walked back up to the house with like a heart-shaped waffle in her mouth, just, you know, snack for later. Yeah, she got a shiny Florigato. And she caught it just like right in the yard. I was like, wow, good for you, kiddo. Smokey, I saw your hundo Quaxley. That's pretty cool. I haven't caught a hundo in a while. Hope you're having a good day, Smokey. Dang it. These do work up fairly quickly. But again, the reason why I do a lining is because if you have smaller dice, they're going to go right through that. Finish your morning coffee, time to go be a grown-up. Oh, that, I mean, what I want to say to that is this. But go get the things done. It feels so much better. Like, that's why I was late today. Do you know why I was late today? I'll tell you. I had a sink full of dishes from last night. I made curry, and there was a bunch of washing up that still needed to be done because the dishwasher wasn't ready to run until right before I finished eating dinner with my kids, or right as we were eating dinner. And so I couldn't, like, I would have loaded the dishwasher last night, but I couldn't because it was running, and they take forever. Because, it's water efficiency. I understand. I think I can set it to run and finish running in an hour, but I think that definitely takes a lot more water and maybe a lot more energy. So I was just like, yeah, it's fine. I'll take care of it tomorrow. So I was like taking care of, whoa. Oh, that's weird. Look at that. I might actually go ahead and cut this part out. I don't know if I can. It like. Look at it, got like all. You had to spell it like that. Yeah, it would have looked a little funky, and this won't be, it won't be terribly noticeable. I'll just be able to crochet over this, over these, there, like it never happened. Was your spelling was fine. Did you guys have Easter day before yesterday, Miro, or does it fall on a different day for you all? I think yeah. It falls on a different day for like Orthodox Russian and other Orthodox, I think. There's another little small spot. It's like a little, it's almost like felted. Yeah, I just wanted to get some more dice bags in there. And I'm just honestly kind of trying to stash bust and using what I have. And also, if I have a bunch of things already made, when I go to like try to figure out, okay, you know, what am I going to do for charity milestones and the like, having stuff already made means, you know, all I got to do is send it out to someone. It doesn't have to be made after the fact. Miro used the fart support command, and it's difficult for me to mention this regularly, but if you haven't been in streams over the last week or so, week and a half or so, or seen the posts about it in Discord, we recently discovered that our federal and state tax liability is extremely high. That we were, on the advice of our bookkeeper, massively underpaying our quarterly estimated tax. Now, I know they didn't do that on purpose. They didn't mislead us on purpose, but nonetheless, it is such that I decided the best thing for me to do would be honest with you guys about it. And purchases from my shop are helpful. If you just want to help out, Ko-fi or Stream Elements tip links would be the best way for you to do that. Subscribing to the channel, cheering bits, using Tangia, all that stuff helps too. And I mean, I briefly considered like a subathon or something like that, but I know that a lot of people prefer not to support via the platform because of how much they take. But one thing I would mention is if we do end up at some point qualifying for Plus program level 2, that would increase my revenue share here on any sub, tier 1 gifted, any gifted or paid sub to 70/30. So if you choose to subscribe here, you are helping us to, at some point, hopefully, get to that. I do already get 60/40 because we qualified for Plus program level 1. So huge thank you to everyone who is a paid recurring subscriber at any tier. And most especially to our tier 3s who add 6 points per person subbed at tier 3. It's very helpful. And I am super thankful. Regrettably, primes don't count towards Plus program, but they definitely count towards somebody's payout. So don't you dare feel badly if you can't afford a paid recurring, but you have a prime available and you want to use it. That is so awesome, and you only get one every 30 days. So don't forget to use your prime every 30 days. You have to reassign it to someone every 30 days. It doesn't automatically carry over with the person who you subscribed to, unfortunately. But it also does help defray the cost of Amazon Prime if you do usually pay to subscribe to people. You get that free subscription. Those Bezos bucks, you get to give those Bezos bucks to your streamer pals. This is true. Tier 3s are already 70/30 for partners. And tier 3s, gifted tier 3s don't count towards Plus program. But what they do count towards is points total, which right now we're not really anywhere close to an emote. We're like not quite a third of the way to an emote slot opening, which would be awesome. I'd love to give you guys another emote slot, but it doesn't seem like the most important thing for our community right now. One thing that I would point out to people is that when you subscribe in advance, you save, but the person still receives your full support, I'm pretty sure. So if you do 3 months, if you do 6 months, if you do converting your Prime to a regular paid recurring sub. Sometimes they have discounts available for that. They'll run promotions where you get even more of a discount to upgrade. I don't know if there's anything that's typically scheduled until September rolls around again. I have a blue that might actually be really nice. It's actually about the same color as the part of the yarn that I'm working with right now, that I don't know what I would use it for otherwise. It's kind of a dusty, sort of a cadet blue. I certainly can be talked into making these for commissions. And I have some other yarn that's like shiny, metallic sort of looking yarn that's really fun to make these out of. And I was thinking about getting some of that out and seeing what all I have of that, and maybe even trying to think of like what are some other projects I could make with that yarn. Like, we're kind of getting out of the season for things like wrist warmers, hats, etc. I found a bunch of fabric and went through a bunch of it. Some of it needed washing. We've lived in this house for 5 years, and it's just important that you pull stuff out, clean, dust. It's an older house, so there's no way that I can completely keep little critters from the outside from getting in, but regular cleaning can help keep them from setting up shop. It's hard though. We live in Oregon. Our animals go outside. We come in from outside. Windows are open. Older house. exposed walls in here in the basement. It can be a struggle. I seem to have battled the sugar ants back for now. They are always trying to get in. Playing the bouncer in an older house is definitely a different ballgame. Hi, Mateo. Yeah, I mean, and you know, our house has character. It's just this side of too small for us. It would be awesome for me to have a proper craft room. And it would be great for all three of our kids to have their own rooms. And what would be the best thing, I could live without all that other stuff. If only we had a second bathroom, my God. We've talked about how we can make that happen in this house, but there's not really a whole lot of available space for something like that. It would involve some demolition and like we were talking about whether or not we could make it happen in some way in the boys' room / kitchen. Just a small, like a toilet and a sink. Maybe a tiny shower. One second, I know I'm missing stuff in chat. You forgot to read lol derp. It's fine. You are not alone. Nobody reads titles. I do it too sometimes. Nope. Just going through a bunch of my yarn and going like, okay, I need to start like busting out some stock for my shop. I need to make sales. I need to maybe start bugging some local businesses to carry my stuff if they are interested. I need to focus a bit more on my own and my family's financial stability. I realize that the situation we found ourselves in is not like my fault, but there are things that I can do to protect us from being so vulnerable to something like that happening. And just realizing, like, you know, very important to me to not be a financial burden to my children. So much yarn, not enough things made. Yeah. We were massively underpaying our estimated quarterly tax for the whole year. And have ended up with the biggest tax bill we've ever had in 15 years. We're generally, especially when we were employed by other people, eligible for a healthy refund every year. I mean, this is the result of my husband taking home more money from the shop because he's able to pay himself more, and me making more money this year than last year. But it's pretty bad. And the issue is if you don't keep up with paying what you owe and also pay increased estimated quarterly tax for this year, then you're just going to end up in the same situation. So, trying to help my spouse not lose his mind thinking we're going to, you guys are helping me to not have to like go suck it up and start walking around with a resume to bars and restaurants around here, which I mean, it'd be one thing if it wasn't like all just like dive bars, pizza, and video lottery. There's no fine dining around here. There's nothing that would be like pay that would be commensurate with the level of experience I have in restaurants. And a lot of it would be dealing with clientele that are sometimes under the influence, and some of it would be like probably like late nights, and I would do whatever it takes to take care of my kids. And I do not in any way look down on folks that do those jobs, because that was me for 25 years. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm always open to like all kinds of different opportunities, and I have actually applied for jobs that have to do with the streaming space. And I try to keep my eye out. But this is what I prefer to be doing. I prefer to be creating content and building community with people and being a full-time art and making streamer. That's what I want to do. So there's no pressure whatsoever to do anything financial here ever, because if you're here, you are helping. One thing that you could do that could really help me out, if you haven't already, is to subscribe to the YouTube. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube, that is very helpful. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to make more regular content, even if it's just little goofy shorts. Like the video, not the clothing. And some of you have already helped out so much. Thank you. I really want to make sure that you did. Thank you for hanging out. I'm sorry that you had to be subjected to my it will get better. I have a blister. I will get I felt like I heard myself improve even just in one practice session. Yep. Comments, liking, sharing, like, copy link and posting it or sharing it with a friend if you think they would find it funny. All of that stuff can really help. But here's what I really want is for you to enjoy what I do genuinely and not feel like that you have some job to perform. Because genuine interaction is what I'm after. So, like, I assume if you're here that you like what we do here. So I don't feel like it's inappropriate to say, hey, you should subscribe to my YouTube. Like, if you were just some stranger on the street that walked up and was like, hey, you should subscribe to my YouTube, that would be kind of weird. My hand placement is great. You mean like for this? I feel like a cello is very natural to me to play. I feel like when I play, when I hold my hand, I feel like I just yes, and I need to get going in the next like 10 minutes. So I'm going to turn off reads. I mean, I played violin. I played violin for, 5 years. And then I played cello for like, I think it was like a couple years. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Thank you, Miro. It's just that GiftBot doesn't work and I haven't had time yet to sit and bring everything over. I'm sorry, Mateo. I know that's not my fault. So there's a bunch of people's shout out commands that don't work. Twitch breaks things with their API a lot of the time, and then developers, some developers are constantly working to address these issues. And GiftBot is a tool that was created by our friend Fierce Kittens, who is who's employed full time as a parent, has a very busy life, and sometimes cannot get to fixing these sorts of things in a timely fashion because she has other obligations and commitments. And maybe she's just done. I haven't heard anything about GiftBot and whether or not she's still planning on working on it, but it's been broken for a bit now. And I would understand if she felt like that was just something that she couldn't commit her time to anymore. And I'm thankful for this tool that has been made available to me for free I know. I'm just explaining. I didn't feel like you were, it's hard because we have a lot of stuff that lives there. But it's okay. We're going to get it moved to mix it up. I just need to devote some time to that. Hi, Brian. Yeah, being a parent, having a full-time job, I think one with kind of pretty high responsibility too, if I'm not mistaken. It's hard because I know that she would not want anyone to feel like that she had abandoned the project, but it's just a matter of like, hey, look, this is a hobby thing I do on the side, and I love doing it, and I love helping people, but it has to be on her terms. Guys, make sure you give our friend Bricks O'Brien a follow. He's also launching a new Kickstarter for his the third book in the Pro Gamers Guide series with his artist and partner in crime, Kevin Hinkle, called Pro Gamers Guide to Defeating Trolls. A pretty important, but, a delicate topic for Not just for young people, but certainly for kids in this day and age. Online harassment and bullying is an issue, and dealing with it can be really hard for some kids, especially if it's compounded by, IRL abuse. Some people, they don't stop at IRL bullying. They come for a kid online too. And there are ways that kids can navigate through it and come out the other side stronger. But they need support, and that can include things like, hey, here's some reading material that helps you feel like you're being seen, and giving some good advice about how to deal with it. RE second bathroom. Your parents put in a urinal star for stand-up heaters in their basement. Frugal Fast and Realtor still counted it as a half bath. Yeah, we would like to maybe try to finish this room that I'm in into a small bedroom and convert the little storage closet that's down here into a small bathroom. If possible, that would be cool. I'm trying to think like where the water pipes in the house go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. I almost made it to finishing the outside body part of this bag. I almost finished the dragon scale. Well, I would still need to do the top part where the drawstrings go and everything, but yeah, and that is an option, even just a toilet. My parents had still have a toilet and a sink next to the laundry. That's not like enclosed in any way. But that comes in handy occasionally because there's only one bathroom upstairs. And it was behind enough things in the basement that it's not like if you walk down the stairs to the basement, you would just be like staring at someone on the toilet. But if you went to where the washing machine and the dryer were, you would be. And that was also where that level was where the access to the garage was. So, split level ranch, all typical Midwestern style. Midwestern city suburbs. Or like residential neighborhoods, because she's still in the city. She's not in a suburb. For a half a minute there, we thought about moving to Iowa, and sometimes I wish that we had, because it would be nice to be closer to her. But the one big reason why I would have wanted to move there is no longer necessarily the case, I guess. When I was going to school there, the public schools were really great, but I guess they're not anymore. We are kind of in a bit of a bind. We're not sure what we're going to do. Our district just voted to go to a 4-day school week. There are some benefits to it, apparently. But yeah, the problem is, does that mean a longer school year, or does it mean longer days of instruction? What exactly does that look like? Yeah, 4-day school week. For us personally, like our family, that does not impact our ability to, you know what I mean? My husband goes, I guess that, I could take them down to the shop with me. But like, what about families who do work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday? you know? What about those families? What about the families for whom any additional paid childcare is a really big burden? Sure. So then that means they either have to extend the hours. We have a day where they get early release, but I think they would be doing away with that and they would be going 4 full days. Yeah, I don't know. You know, some people argue that what it can do is attract more teachers to want to work for your district because they have a 4-day work week. There are some other schools in Oregon that are that way, Makar, but ours had not jumped on that bandwagon yet. That's the thing I think about the most, Dragonfire, is there are families for whom, you know, their child being out during a regular school day, a regular work day, is going to present a child care issue. I snooze the ads. Thank you for the heads up. I'm snoozing them all the way out as far as I can. I don't know if there will be some optional, you know, childcare situation, like a YMCA type thing. You know, like, hey, if you want to sign up for it, enrichment, and, you know, if they're going to offer something like that and give people an income sensitive option, like either free or lower payments, you know, kind of similar to like how Head Start exists for preschool for families, then I think that it could work out just fine. But then, like, you know, who staffs that? And
thanks to it, Elsa Ghost, for my sub gift. I really love this community and being here. You're an amazing human being.
Mindy May, thank you. Mindy May, know you. Aw, huge thank you to Ghost for that gift sub for Mindy. Mindy, what color do you want for your chicken for the bowl of balkanificence? What color would you like? I have light pink, dark pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and clear or white. Thank you so much. And thanks to Ghost for that multi-month gift sub. Those are so kind. That was a Karen Day special. That was course 2 of a Karen Day special. Order up. You want a little more coffee, hun? You want to warm up? Blue, you got it. All right. I have finished the scales on this bag. Just need to really like focus on using up a bunch of my yarn making stock, selling it. I have 2 shops. I have the 9.5.live. The cool thing about the 9.5.live is that you can, if you are so inclined, God, that's so much of my face. You can purchase those as giveaway items, which is really nice. Oh yeah, here, let's do this on this scene.
That's a beautiful bag. The yarn. Becca pattern is a yarn knit.
Come on, baby, make it hurt. Arlandria, why are you cheering 500 bits right now? Thank you so much. Thank you, Arlandria. Thank you for the 500 bit cheer. 3, 2, 1. Into the bowl you go. Thank you so much to our friend Milstead Ghost. Thank you, Arlandria. Thank you for the 500 bit cheer. Did you guys see the hat? Did you see the hat that we finished yesterday for our friend, hi Azure, for our friend Arden Just? I can't wait to send this off to Arden Just. I hope it fits over her hair. It is the Craig hat, yes. Oh, I love it. It's amazing. Look, you can even like... We're just hanging out. It looks incredible. Super excited to send this to Brenda. She is an amazing friend of the stream. If you guys are not following Arden Just, please do it. If you're not following Azure Koi, please do it. We have so many amazing friends that make really cool stuff here on the platform. Again, I'm going to repeat myself probably a million times. If you're in the Artists and Makers Club, we have Raid Train signups. Raid Train signups in the Artists and Makers Discord. I can't provide you with the link here. I can what I can do is tell you that if you are in the club, it is in the Artists and Makers, the AM Collabs channel. There's also a message that Pix put in with instructions on how to sign up. There are 2 separate Raid Train pages because we had enough interest that we needed 2 because there's only 100 slots allowed per event in Raid Pal. You've already signed up. Let's go. Huge shout out to Imperial and Julie, Pix, and Lullybean TV for all of their help. I've been also helping to coordinate. So I am going to be shouting it from the rooftops, and we're going to promote it heavily. We really want it to be a successful showcase of all of our members' amazing talents. And I really love and appreciate all of you for helping build this community to the point where they have invited me to be involved in this capacity. Because if it were not for your support, I wouldn't be invited to be an Artists and Makers Club founder. That's just the truth. That isn't me saying that I don't do enough or anything like that. It's not that. Don't get it twisted. I'm saying that you all see what we're doing here. You believe in it. You participate. You support it. And thanks to that, I've been invited to be able to be involved in this awesome project and in things like the Raid Train. So please do not feel any hesitation signing up for it if you're already in the club, or applying to the club if you're not already in it. Please apply to the Artists and Makers Club. It is an awesome group. And repeatedly, we have been commended for our ability to support each other, to self-police. Like, there's no heavy intervention necessary from the staff in our section of the Discord because we are so supportive and so kind and so courteous and all of that. And so I can't imagine this event being anything but a resounding success, particularly with Pix's amazing organizational skills. Pix takes the stuff that he learned in his professional life and the skills that he honed there, and he uses them to really great effect. I'm going to keep talking about how great you are. I don't care. To really great effect for charity, for the benefit of other creators. He is always working to uplift other people, and I know I, for one, very much appreciate it. And I want to be like Pix when I grow up, which is never. I don't think I'm ever going to be really be fully a grown up. Look, I just yap a lot and make funny noises and faces, And then people go, ha 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 ha. And that's how I suck them in. Pix also is amazing at, I love hanging out in his channel. Like, genuinely love hanging out in his channel because it's a good time. Not just for, what can I gain from this? Like, we want to help people, but Pix is somebody who I think makes people feel very much at home because he's having a good time. And that's important. So please, when you sign up for this, think of it as an opportunity and don't try not to let it get into your head too much, which can be really easy to do. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to meet new people and see some familiar faces and have people have an opportunity to show off what they do. I do not know if I will stream tomorrow or not. And since today was short because I was taking care of household stuff and all of that, what I may do is stream tonight. But that depends on a couple of things. Otherwise, I will definitely see you on Thursday. And I'm just really kind of trying to wrap my head around all this stuff that's been going on. So I know I haven't been posting a schedule. I won't apologize because you will bully me. Ooh! 89.32. Wow. YouTube, it's been real. Thank you, YouTube. We're going to hang up on you now. What am I? Is this like I'm on like the phone in my mom's kitchen with the really long curly cord that my sister and I used to jump rope with, and she would yell at us for it? We're going to say bye-bye to YouTube. Thank you, Miro, for keeping an eye on things over there. Thank you for any of you that hang out while we're live on YouTube simultaneously because it does help with our watch